The 7Hz Sonus has it all: a cool design, unique accessories, and a price that will honestly shock you. It certainly did for me. Let's talk about that. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Thomas, and a big thanks to Linsoul for sending these out for review. Their links will be in the video description, but they're not paying me to say nice things about this, and they don't get to see this video or have any kind of editorial input before you. 7Hz have made some excellent sets in the past. The Soul Note Zero come to mind, the Timeless as well, the Timeless AE, but they are all single driver setups. This is their first attempt at a hybrid, in this case a single dynamic and a single balanced armature. When making a hybrid, an IEM maker needs to get that tuning just right so it sounds cohesive, it sounds like one big speaker, and that can be quite tricky, but 7Hz has done it. These sound great, and we'll get onto the sound a little bit later. In the box you get the Sonus themselves, a flat ribbon-like 2-pin cable which looks and feels unique, with a nice 3.5mm single-ended connector, some different silicone tips, and a pretty cool leather case with a popper for securing the cover. I actually really like the cable and accessories. It's super unique. I love the IEM products that stand out, and this is one of those. The case might be a little bit big for some jean pockets, but in a jacket pocket or your bag it's a completely different story. It's absolutely fine. I'm just going to let you think up a price in your head for these before I actually reveal it. You know this is a hybrid, which costs more than a dynamic normally. You know that this has a pretty comprehensive and unique accessory selection. The shells are translucent, they're smoked plastic with a flat colour, either red, black or silver. I always appreciate colour options, so nice one 7Hz. There's some more basic branding on the side which I think looks fairly clean, but actually what makes these really easy to get in and out of your ear is the little lip on the front that you can naturally catch with your finger when gripping them. Very handy. It's a lot easier to get in and out of your ear than some of Theo's stuff. Speaking of which, I found the fit to be pretty spot on and comfort the same. The shell is pretty large and has a substantial bump that goes in the top of your ear opening. This is quite common on hybrid IEMs, so no docked points here, but be wary that the nozzle is quite thick, making them quite a bit of a squeeze if your ear canal is narrow. It's not as thick as say Theo Audio's Hype 2 or Oracle Mark 2, which have very, very thick nozzles, but it's definitely worth mentioning for those who have narrow ear canals. Physical fatigue, as with most IEMs that I've tested, settles in around the 6-hour mark, which makes them pretty comfortable for long listening sessions. The same goes for the audio profile. These are somewhat V-shaped in their profile, but the treble is smooth, so it doesn't feel harsh or sibilant. There's enough there to create texture and a nice airy sound, but not enough to overpower the upper mids, which are pretty forward between the 1K and 3K park in the sort of frequency response graph. Sub bass is favoured over mid bass with these, so you get a really nice low down shove in hard hitting hip hop, a satisfying rumble when watching films and listening to music, and thanks to this shift of focus from the mid bass to the sub bass, you get less bleed in the mids, which is pretty good. It means that the Sonus sound really clear when it comes to most instruments and male vocals. Actually, I found their technical performance to be decent. Look, they aren't going to win any awards for their most amazing critical listening set, but instrument separation, finding footsteps in games, and picking up little details are all things that the Sonus takes in its stride. It's likely helped by the somewhat middle of the road soundstage. I mean, these don't feel like they're crammed on top of you, but you also never feel like sound is coming from way out here. Listening out for nuance is quite easy with these. That said, the depth is better than I expected. Imaging is excellent. I played the CS2 beta with these bad boys, and picking out enemies was easy, but the game engine didn't make it that easy. What I'm trying to say here is there's good imaging. The new sounds that game has are something to get used to for sure, but the Sonus could easily be used to play competitive shooters, whether it is CS2 or something more polished like Valorant or Apex. And this carried over to story games as well, where you want more immersion than something that's more pinpoint accurate. The bass boost really does aid in locking you into that gaming experience, that sub bass, because it just creates that immersion. And as for music, I couldn't find a genre or song in my library that didn't sound good through these. Live tracks, rock, metal, hip hop, electronic, drum and bass, I mean the whole lot. The Sonus could easily take the spot of the OH10s as my main IEMs because they're included case, lightweight shells, and because they're cheaper. I don't mind them getting knocked about. Yeah, you heard that right, these are cheaper than the OH10. Actually, they're about a third of the price, $60. That'll afford you the 7Hz Sonus, and I'll be honest, I went into this review absolutely not knowing the price, so when I found out about it, I was genuinely shocked. I thought maybe these would be, $150, maybe they're quite cheap, maybe they're $100 clean, but no, $60. And I'll be honest, I just can't get my head around it. These are a clear upgrade from the Moondrop Chew 2 in my opinion, but the Sonus is another one of those IEMs that seems to change how you think about a certain price point. So over the EW200, the FD11, the Quartet, the Kailua even, these are now my instant recommendation after someone goes, the Chew 2 are a bit too cheap. There you go. From the excellent sound to the great accessories to the fact that the 7Hz said screw it and made something unique. Could they be better? Yeah, sure, the soundstage could be a little bit broader, but other than that, I don't see these being topped for the price. Bravo 7Hz. And that's it for today's video, guys. A big thanks to Linsoul for sending these out for review. Their links will be available in the video description. Their support over the past year has been fantastic, so big thanks to them. And also a big thanks to you for watching this video and to my members for being continually supportive. Check out everything in the description, like and subscribe to never miss another upload. I'll catch you a little bit later. I've been Ryan Thomas. Cheers.